Welcome to the Shutters Photography Tips. As a beginner in filmmaking, the first thing when you grab your camera to shoot a scene, especially when you want to shoot a cinematic scene, there are two basic things that you first of all need to set on this camera before you roll the shutter. Now we have what is called the shooting resolution. Depending on what you want to shoot, you have to decide whether you want to shoot using 4K resolution or you want to shoot using full HD. Not all cameras can shoot 4K. There are some cameras that can shoot 4K, there are some that can shoot 2K, there are some that can shoot 8K. Ask yourself, what is the reason why you want to shoot using 4K? Majority of people shoot using 4K because they have it in mind that during editing, they can crop the image. The next thing that you have to set on this camera is your frames per second. That is the frame rate. Frame rate is the amount of pictures that your camera takes in a second. The camera is shooting at 24 frames per second, taking 24 pictures in 1 second. When you play it in real time, it becomes motion. Let's say you want to shoot a cinematic scene that contains dialogues. You have to set this camera to shoot at 24 frames per second. Now check the capability of your camera, and there are some cameras that can shoot 60 frames per second at 4K. There are some that can shoot 60 frames per second only at full HD. Before you start adjusting your shutter speed, your aperture and the ISO, the first thing that you need to do on your camera is when you grab your digital camera, the first thing you need to do is you locate the on button. Okay, if it's the first time for you using that particular brand of camera, you have to make sure that you check around. Okay, now when you turn this camera on, you have to check on this die button here, and then you make sure that the camera is on manual. I'm putting this one on manual because this is an EOS 5D Mark IV Canon. There's always another button here. On this button there is this video button symbol, which is represented with this red color. The next thing is your shooting resolution. At what shooting resolution do you want to shoot your scene? And we want to shoot at 24 frames per second, full HD. Not all cameras shoot 8K. So when you want to purchase a digital camera, you have to check the properties of that camera. But if you want to shoot at 4K, no problems, no worries. Or before you want to rent a camera to shoot somebody's scene, and that client tells you that I want you to shoot my movie at 4K, you have to make sure that the camera that you are purchasing or you want to rent should be able to shoot at 4K. Let's check out this camera. We go to our menu button, we go to this first. It has different menus here, so we go to the fourth one and check at our movie quality. You select movie quality, you come to movie record size. Okay, let's check this camera. This camera shows that it can shoot 4K 23.98p. okay, and it can also shoot full HD 23.9p. then it can also shoot 4K at 59.94, which is equivalent to 60p. That is for the pixels. Then this 23 stands for the frames per second. This camera shows that if you want to shoot a slow motion scene, you have to set your frame rate to 60 and above. This camera cannot shoot 60 frames at 4K. That is already the limitation for this camera. A lot of people always think that when you are shooting slow motion, it means that if you set this 60 frames per second, your video will play in slow motion. No. The reason why you choose a higher frame rate is because during post-production, you are going to stretch your footage on the timeline. So if you have the intention of shooting a scene that you have to edit in post-production and create a slow-mo, do not shoot at 24 frames per second. Shoot at higher frame rates that your camera can carry. There's some camera that can shoot 60 frames per second, 120 frames per second, 250 frames per second. So check the capabilities of your camera, and whenever you set your frame rate, always make sure that you double the shutter speed.